Hi everyone, Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today I'm going to be doing the tarot scopes for the sign of Capricorn. That's Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Rising for the month of December. Of course, December is one of your months, Capricorn. The Sun moves into Capricorn on the winter solstice or the summer solstice, depending on the hemisphere that you might be in. And you know if it's winter or summer, so I probably don't have to tell you that part. Um, but we've made it to December, which is a feat in itself. It's been a very, very, in a way, disruptive year. Um, of course, this year we had a lot of energy around the Pisces Aries axis, which is the axis between the veil and living. And so a lot of activity there. And, the activity around the veil generally means lots of people are exiting, but also lots of souls are entering. We've had a lot of geomagnetic storms, we've had a lot of mass coronal injections from the sun. All of that brings in new souls into the atmosphere. And so there are a lot of new souls waiting to be born to sort of rebuild our world. But we're still in the process of letting go. And that is, not the easiest thing for Capricorn because you are, in a way, you are the master builders of the zodiac. And it's as if it's time to um, lay down lay down the what's the word I'm looking for? The burden of being responsible for everyone, and people have to learn how to be responsible for themselves because we're moving into an Aquarian age, and it is about the strength of the individual within the group, right? So as opposed to the person at the top, who is, having to manage everything. But for Capricorn, it's been difficult because you do like things managed well, generally. We're in a 9 year. That's part of the letting go. It's also part of the letting go that your ruling planet, Saturn, is in back in Pisces, is now moving direct. Went direct at the end of November, and now is on its way out into and will be going into Aries, which is a sign that is square you square the Aries and Capricorn are square. But that square brings a lot of energy. And so even though it's been hard to watch things crumble, we're going to have some really good builders coming and helping to build the new world, right? So it's not, you're not going to be, there won't be a lack of, a lack of things to do. The thing is that you want to make sure you align yourself up with the things that you love to do. Because when you do the things you love, you don't work a day in your life. I don't know, like Buddhist philosophy, really. I think that's Dharma. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think finding your niche, your sacred work. Um, and it could be anything. It could be anything. You could be your sacred work could be an accountant. It's not mine. Sometimes I wish it was, but it's not mine. But it might be for you if you enjoy it. My dad was an accountant. He loved numbers. He would talk to me about numbers all the time. He'd play the numbers, he'd try to figure out the codes. When he heard I was doing numerology, he wanted to know the lucky numbers. I'm like, that's not what I use numerology for. I don't know how to do that, Dad. That was kind of a bit of a disappointment. But my dad had a Capricorn moon, so he was very pragmatic, very pragmatic. All right, we start the month with the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is can be a whistleblower, could be a spy in the camp. It's usually a young person with a sharp mind, but not necessarily enough experience. So this can be an inexperienced energy, but it's still dangerous because as inexperienced young or even experienced and young, he's still holding a pointy object that can poke, right? Um, but the pages in the tarot also on the tree of life and Malkuth at the bottom of the tree there. And Malkuth is the manifested world. So this could be an idea that is starting to manifest for you. An idea that is starting to manifest for you. The challenge to that is the breaking down of the world around you, really. It's exactly what I was just talking about, right? It's exactly what I was just talking about. If you're focusing on the next idea, on the next thing, and in a way separating yourself from the destruction around you, you're probably in better stead, I think. Let's see what's underneath it. Oh, we have the sun. So yeah, so you had an illumination. What you're doing right now, this new idea that is just now starting to sprout and get some roots, and you have to nurture it, you have to water it, is because you knew that this was the end of something and that you wanted to be prepared, just like a good Capricorn, for the next chapter, really. Let's see, it was in the past. In the past, you felt like you couldn't really speak your mind, that it was dangerous to say certain things. It also, in the past, you could have been a prisoner of your own ideas. Um, and fear is a big energy with this card. So fear of saying the wrong thing, right? But in the process of moving through that energy, you had to learn how to highlight your intuition and trust your intuition on things. Let's see what's in the sky. I like this. You're moving out of troubled waters. Okay. You're moving away from the conflict. Spirit says, move away from the conflict. Don't get caught up as you see things fall down and fall apart. But look to the distant shore and focus on the goal and where you're going. Okay. In the immediate future, we have the Five of Cups. So there are some losses that we're going to have to deal with. You know, I'm telling you, don't pay attention to, um, you have to, I mean, when I say don't pay attention to the things that are falling away, it doesn't mean that you don't feel it, you don't experience it, you don't mourn it, you don't have grief over it, but you don't want to get stuck there, right? That's really what I'm saying. You don't want to get stuck in the grief loop. Um, because there are opportunities that are just right behind you and you just have to look around for them, right? But I will say that this month for you is going to be one in which you are going to be mourning some loss, mourning some loss. All right. How it's seen from the outside. The King of Wands, the idea person, the person who is willing to take the action and create a life based on creativity, or their belief in themselves or their belief in an idea or an ideal. Okay, it's more belief in self really with this, but all right. The your domestic situation, the Three of Cups, celebration, gathering, friendship. It looks like it's going to be a challenging month. But you have to remember that you have friends and you don't have to look very far for them because they're right there in your own home, really, right? Like even if they don't live, like I have friends where I know if I needed support, um, that I have people that I could go and be supported by. And you have that. You have that. Okay. Could also be supportive family. A lot of family support. A lot of family support. Hopes and fears. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the dreamy knight. And I know, you hope you're not just this idea perhaps of yours, you're just dreaming in a new world, and you're just doing it because um, you're just, hoping beyond hope, right? The outcome, we have the Two of Coins. The Two of Coins. So this is about balance. It's about giving and taking. Um, you need to keep your balance despite the fact that you see the water. This person's like drowning in the water, but he is. And I'm not saying you're going to be drowning in the water, so I probably shouldn't have said that. But you can see that this arm is coming up from the water. Um, and there needs to be a conscious effort about keeping your balance, especially your physical balance through this. I want to say you want to make sure you're getting enough rest and you're not exposing yourself unnecessarily to stress, because this is a big deal. You're going through a really transformational process here, Cap. Let's see if we can get a major arcana. You have the Five of Wands, which is usually, people are arguing. The Two of Cups. So there's a relationship. This could be a new relationship, actually. That's two twos that we see, right? And the Three of Wands. Okay, I like that. So what I would say, and I know there's a lot of people, Capricorns are known for their entrepreneurial tendencies or talents, and then also with the talent of being good managers, being practical and pragmatic. Um, And so a lot of you have your own business, and it's been very difficult with the tariffs and this, that, and the other thing. And people are sinking fast. But I feel like you have that little bit extra, and you can work with that little bit extra. And the seed of this experience is going to grow into something much bigger for you. Um, all right, let's see what's underneath it. The Nine of Wands, that's the vigilant soldier. The Page of Coins, that's a new manifestation as well. And the Four of Cups, a little bit of divine discontent. Well, I mean, come on. We all have some divine discontent, right? I mean, how could we not in the situations that we're in? Or not the situations that we're in, but the environment we find ourselves in. Let's say that. All right, so one more card. We're going to pick a Mystic Sister Oracle. For those of you who are new to this channel or may not know, on Saturday nights, I do something called Mystic Sister Live with my friend Ona from Ona's Tarot. We have it set up that we go from one person to the next, right? So we have 1 week it'll be on my channel, 1 week it'll be on her channel. I'll write something in the descriptor. But that's Saturday nights, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. We have some WTF questions. We pull some cards. We talk some astrology. Ona lives in Chicago, so we're getting some on the street, right? Information from Chicago, keeping us up to date with the resistance, as it were. So yeah, join us. It's always a lot of fun. I did have a comment that our problem is that we're not serious enough, but I mean, life is already too serious, I think, if you can't laugh. My mom, Angelina, who lived to 102.3, used to say, if you're not laughing, you're crying, you might as well be laughing. That was one of her favorite sayings. And I have to say, I kind of live by her sayings. You're like, Mom, you're saying again, but then you end up living by the saying, right? So that's probably the one that I learned last. Of course, I'm a Cancer, so it's my natural tendency to cry about it first, and then usually laugh. Either way, or cry laughing. There's always that, and then you get two birds with one stone, right? The efficient Capricorn. That's a good one. Capricorns are funny too. You guys have very dry sense of humor. Arid. Arid. My father-in-law, he had very dry sense of humor, but He was also from Germany, and humor is a really hard thing to um, language is hard and culture is hard because mostly comedy is about the culture, right? Because different cultures have different things that they think are funny. But then when you have the language barrier, I think it makes it even harder. But he wasn't a Capricorn, he was a Taurus. But I do notice that people, earth signs, tend to have drier senses of humor. Okay. Mania. Oh dear. Mania. Look at you. I could see you in that outfit, Capricorn. Okay. Let's see what it says. Okay, here we go. Anxiety, nervous imaginings. The Roman goddess Mania is the mother of spirits of the night who ruled the undead in the underworld. Her name means to think vigorously. Though this does not refer to simply interesting thoughts or innovative ideas, she is the goddess of madness. Mania would send her spirits to earth to inflict insanity and cause people to think in a state of frenzied delusion. Drawing this card is a warning to cease your obsessive thinking. Sometimes we get caught up in the loop of worries, fears, and anger, but not all of our thoughts are based on reality. Do not believe everything your own mind is telling you. It is imperative now to meditate. Sanity needs to be restored. You may have reached the point where you must allow yourself plenty of space and direct yourself to be quiet, still, and calm. Calm down, Capricorn. All right. Please take care of yourself. All right. It's important, especially now, especially with all these geomagnetic storms. They do affect the physical body. A lot of shifts in frequency and energy. Take things slow. Monitor your health a little bit closer than maybe you normally would. And know that it's all going to be okay. And that the next adventure is about to start. But first, we must let go. All right. Have a wonderful month, guys. I'll see you again in January. I will be doing something special for the beginning of the year. I'll keep you posted on that. You can just, check on the channel. I'll announce it. And have a great holiday season. Much love to you all and your families. Namaste.